Hey Rex, if I bring my kid in and put him on camera, are you gonna fucking pay me money in my PayPal?
You know what? I will.
I got somebody that's gonna put money in my PayPal.
Let's
Come
see.
here, baby. Up we go. Oops, looks like I win. Guess I ain't lying after all. How can I be a shitty father and my kid's getting fucking awards in school? How does that work? My daughters have, I put 4 pictures in front of my daughters. I put a picture of a white chick, I put a picture of a Latino, I put a picture of an Asian, and I put a picture of a black chick. And I asked my daughters, I set my daughters down on my lap one by one. I showed them the pictures. I said, now which kind of mommy do you want? My eldest daughter, she picked the Asian first and the black chick second. And my youngest daughter, she picked the black chick first and the Asian chick second. And see, their mommy is bone white. She's so damn white, she's a fucking ghost. Yeah. But their mommy abandoned them twice and abused them on numerous occasions.
So I would say why they white girl, because
that's probably why the white chick never got picked at all.
Ain't nobody surviving this. Ain't nobody surviving this one. Or this. And if the 357s and the 44s, if they somehow survive this, then I got this 50 caliber. If they survive a 50 caliber straight through the gut, they might as well take my guns. You know it? If a 50 caliber, this gun is so powerful, it could break. I'm a red man. See this? Well, I don't know if you can tell, but there's red tint on my skin. All right, there's red tint on my skin. All right, so I've got all this red tint on the top of my hand, right?
all right.
But the bottom of my hand's white.
Yeah, it's true.
Now you take a black man, top of his hand's black, but the bottom of his hand is white. Take an Asian man, top of his hand is yellow, bottom of his hand is white. Take a Native American Indian, top of his hand's red, bottom of his hand's white. Everybody watching me right now has white skin on the palms of his hand and the soles of his feet. Why? I'll tell you why. Because there is no race except the human race. And that race is predominantly white. This is your primary color.
The beautiful thing about capitalism is that it will grow with you in lieu of the amount of energy that you put into it. If you put a lot of energy into capitalism, capitalism will grow with you and you will prosper like a son of a bitch. But if you're a fucking retard and you sit on your ass and you don't work with capitalism to make it grow for you, you ain't gonna get shit. And see, that's what a lot of people don't like about it. They want to sit on their ass and get everything handed to them. Okay, so if you're on the internet, that means you are not uber rich, which means you got the money to put money in my PayPal or my Patreon instead of bitching about me going and getting a fucking job. I have a job. It's listed on my Patreon. And if you'll put money in my Patreon, I'll go out and do my job. So quit bitching about me having a job and go put money in my Patreon. It's that simple. So let's stop being a horse's ass and saying, Von Helton needs to get a job, and actually support my job if you're that goddamn concerned about it. Well, Von Helton, I want my money to go for the kids. Fine, there is a space for you to write that in there. There is actually an area for you to write. At least there is on PayPal. I believe there is on Patreon as well. But I know for a fact there is on PayPal. If you want that money to go for kids, because that's what you fucking trolls always whine about, then put in that box the money is to go for the kids. And then I'm duty bound to do exactly that because it's in writing. But here's the thing. You know, my kids, as long as they stay with me, have trust funds. They're set for life. They're richer than I am. In fact, they will be inheriting this property. I don't get nothing. Nothing. So what money comes to me either through Patreon or PayPal, I'm well within my right to spend on me. My three kids, all three of them, they each have a trust fund. All right. And that trust fund is going to make sure that they don't want for anything. Okay, my kids are set as long as they stay with me. Now, if you fools call CPS and get my kids taken and my kids go into foster care, guess what happens to their trust funds? Poof, they're gone.
I'm only going to say this one more time because I've heard it a million times. I did not ever, ever point a gun in anger at Andrea. It never fucking happened. All right? It never happened. Now, have I done a skit where I was doing the Punisher thing and, you know, pointing a gun at that? Yes. But that wasn't necessarily pointed at her. It was pointed at the camera, right? She just happened to be holding the camera at the time, but it was still, it wasn't pointed at her. It was pointed at the camera anyway. And the top three slots were empty. I pulled the bullets out. If I hadn't have been trained to deal with mental stuff, I'd have probably cracked a long time ago. I'll be honest with you. I probably would have. But I was trained how to handle shit. Under pressure. I was trained to be able to handle anything under pressure. And I believe I do.
You are perpetuating what these fucking trolls in the outside chat are saying.
I see.
That's
so
all
the majority
you're doing.
of the opinion agrees
All
with
you're
me.
doing is perpetuating what a bunch of fucking trolls in the outside chat are saying. That's
So
all
the
you're doing.
majority of opinion
You do
agrees
not
with me.
have the authority or the right to judge me, motherfucker. You
What
do
about
not
the
have
people
that
in
right.
chat?
That is
Nobody
not
has
in
the right?
the fucking Constitution. I'm pretty goddamn sure.
Say
Why
that in
don't
the
you get off your fucking high horse and start acting like a goddamn normal American instead of like you're some kind of high and mighty son of a bitch, which you are not. Why don't you give me your lawyer's number? How about you do that? How about you fucking get in your Rolodex and give me your fucking lawyer's number right fucking now, you asshole? How about you do that? Slander is a crime. Defamation is a crime.
Jailable offense.
Slander is a crime. Defamation
Do you
is a
think it's
crime.
jailable offense, Mr. Crazy
I don't
Person?
give a fuck whether you go to jail or not, dumbass. You
Okay.
still got to stand in front of a judge.
What do you think the penalty for defamation
I don't give
is?
a fuck what the penalty is.
Right.
But if I go to court with you, I'll sue you for the maximum. You can bet on that. I'm gonna try and get. You know, they call it a lulz suit. You know, LULZ. But I'm going to actively pursue a pro bono attorney, and I'm just going to get this shit started. Apparently my counterpart that was here didn't do dick. He sat on his fucking hands and didn't go after these bastards. Well, I'm not him. So I'm going after him. I'm going to hunt for a pro bono attorney in Kentucky here today. Most likely probably somebody out of Lexington or London. That's our two biggest cities here. And I've just had enough, man. This is ridiculous. Well, see, that's what I keep trying to tell people. These are not normal people. These are domestic terrorists. They get on the internet and they terrorize the fuck out of people. That's what they do. They are literal terrorists, and they should be dealt like literal terrorists. You know, because the trolls say, I'm not a fucking terrorist. I'm not a terrorist. Really, go tell that young 25-year-old woman that's sitting in a mental institution right now whether you're a fucking terrorist or not, you pieces of shit. So yeah, I'm suing every motherfucker. In fact, I'm going to be starting here soon. I'm going to wait until the weather breaks. Yes, I know my predecessor said the same thing, but this time I'm actually going to do it. As soon as the weather breaks, I'm going to start filing a lawsuit. It was easy to hit the scale at 200, you know, because of all the training. It wasn't hard to do. I didn't quite make it though, because like I said, I was so thin and sickly and frail. But I still came out of the Army at, let's see, what was it, 165 or some shit, solid muscle. And I was in the Naval Sea Cadet Corps, and I loved it. And the Naval Sea Cadet Corps didn't want me to leave. They wanted me to stay. I was taking tests to become an actual naval officer, those written test things. And so I'm taking them, and it's like, well, you know, at the time I couldn't swim worth a shit. And I'm sitting here thinking, now wait a minute, if I get knocked overboard, I'm done. I am dead. So, and they took me to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and they marched us into this big old building, and there was this huge ass ladder that just kept going up and up and up as far as you could see, right? Couldn't see nothing else because it was all boarded off. all you can see is this big ass ladder climbing to infinity, right? Like everybody climb the ladder. You know, I'm a good soldier, so I climb the ladder. I get up to the top of the fucking ladder, and you know what it was? It was a fucking diving board. It was a fucking diving board. That's what it was. Now here I am. I can't swim worth a shit, right? I'm on this diving board. Nowhere else to go because I got all these troops behind me. So I ain't got nowhere to go. I can't turn around and go back. So what they told me to do, they said you got to take your pants and you got to hold it by the belt loops and you got to hold it out to here. All right. So I'm holding on to my belt loops out to here. And then they said just hold your breath, close your eyes, and jump into the water. So I did that. Okay. Well, somewhere along the way, I must have lost the belt loops because I went straight to the fucking bottom because I had absolutely no body fat at all. Went straight to the bottom. It took 3 Navy SEALs to pull my happy ass out of the goddamn swimming pool.
They find out all kinds of shit about me and post it all over the fucking internet. He could have got that off the internet. The trolls and haters, they fucking dig into my past. They find all kinds of shit about me and
Well, I
post
don't
it
think it
everywhere.
has to be trolls and haters. You kind of tell your business to everybody. You put your kids on Front
Well,
Street.
I was fucking naive when I first got on here and blabbed a bunch of shit. I'll give you that. You
You're
know?
still doing it though.
So it's all to downplay me. It's try to defame my character. You know, I've been active in politics. I've been active in other circles, and they're I guess they're trying to stop me from, maybe even getting picked by Donald Trump for one of his cabinet members. Maybe, who knows? You don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, in fact, you don't even know about my communication with Mr. Trump. Maybe Mr. Trump wants to put me on his staff. Ever since I run for the House of Representatives, especially, there seems to be this concerted effort to, we're going to trash Von Helton so that he can't get back into politics again. Well, that's going to fail, okay? Let's just be clear. You're doing this shit to try and humiliate me. I'm going to sue your fucking ass into the goddamn ground. Is that clear?
I'll tell you what.
Is that clear?
I'll tell you what.
Understand plain English.
Dad, listen. If you
You're calling me dad. You know damn good well I'm not your father.
You're like gonorrhea. You're the gift that keeps on giving. Every time we think you're cured, you get a brand new set of scratchy parts.
Is that under following or followers?
They are following. Oh, God, dude. They are following.
I just want to be sure.
They found my name and clicked on it, okay? These are not people that I added. These are people that added me to their list, okay?
No, what I'm asking, is that under the tab that says following or followers?
Followers. Eric, here comes the Trumps. Eric Trump is following me. Melania Trump is following me. Donald Trump Jr. is following me. All the Trumps are following me. Ivanka Trump is following me. Samuel L. Jackson is following me. When I say I know people, I actually literally mean I know people. Okay, I was in the music biz for a long time. I honestly don't know what Marilyn Manson's politics are. He doesn't tweet a whole lot, so I really don't know. I guess I'd need to really go to his page, hadn't I? He followed me and I followed him back, you know. It's like, well, okay, hey, Marilyn Manson decided to follow me, so I'll follow him back, you know. Trump is being awfully quiet about who he wants to be VP. And I do have political experience, and I am ex-military, and I am a fierce conservative, and I am pro-gun, pro-life, pro-constitution, which is exactly who Trump is looking for. And who's to say? He may, and I'm talking to him on Twitter. Well, it's a one-way street. He doesn't reply to me. But I'm talking to him on Twitter, and you never know. You never know. Bumping off Trump might get me. And you don't want me. In my reality, the Mandela effect, we didn't have one single flat earther. That's how I know the Mandela effect is real. We didn't have any flat earthers in my timeline. Not one. Not one. Okay? But for some reason, I come to this motherfucking timeline. Y'all's reality is fucked up. If the moon is right here, okay? If the moon is right here, and I'm over here in Brazil, there's no physical way I'm going to see the moon. No fucking way. The Earth is in the way. It's up here like the Polaris star, which means people in the southern hemisphere, if they could see it at all, it would still partially be obscured by the planet itself. When the continent is over here, when the continent's on this side of the globe, all right, and the moon is in the sky during the day, which it is, how do you explain that? Because the globe is supposed to be in the way. All right, here's the moon right here, Here's the continent over here, but yet you can still see the moon in the daytime sky if the conditions are right. How can that be? The globe should be in the
How do you
way.
think the abortion works?
How do I think abortion works? I'll tell you how it works.
Like how
They
you
twist
think?
they twist the baby. If they need, they twist the baby, and they shove a syringe in the back of its head, and they suck the brains out. They crush the skull, and then they pull the baby out. That's how they do it. On one hand, they're saying that I can't grow a decent beard. Then on the other hand, they're saying, oh, well, he's not Cherokee. Well, now you can't have your cake and eat it too. The reason I don't grow a decent beard is because I have a lot of Cherokee in me. If I didn't have the Cherokee in me, I would have a nice full European beard like everybody else. But because I have so much Cherokee in me, I can't grow a decent beard. When you got a middle-aged Asian man who breaks into somebody's house, do you go around arresting white folk? No! You go around arresting Asian men until you get the right Asian man that actually broke into the house. Duh!
I have manila envelopes that I have distributed to certain individuals that if something should mysteriously happen to me, I should have an accident, those manila folders will be open and certain individuals will be exposed as the charlatans they are. Now, look at my eyes. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. Because
yeah.
I know shit. I know shit.
I'm becoming the Lord of the Flies. I had a fly, and it landed on me. And you know, typically, when a fly lands on you and you shake your arm, it flies away, right? This one didn't. He decided to stick around. And he's just checking me out, right? He's just checking out everything he can check out. I just stayed there for a long time. I'd move my arm, I'd grab a soda, I'd vape, no matter what. He stayed right there. He would not leave. Why? I do not know. And I said, well, he's a friend, so I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to harm him. I'm just going to, let him stay out. Let him stay out there. And I shoot him off and went inside. And then yesterday, when I went outside, he found me again, started hanging out with me again. All right, we had it stacked on this fucking unicycle dolly, one-wheel dolly. And I asked that son of a bitch, I said, have you got it? And he's like, yeah, I got it. I said, are you sure? Because I got to let go. He's like, yeah, man, I got it. All right, I let go, he let go, and that fucking shit come down on my toes and crushed all my toes in my feet. You talk about screaming. I bet they heard me clear over in fucking China, dude. And of course everything's broken, right? Rushed me to the fucking hospital. And you know what the hospital says? There's nothing we can do for you. I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, he's like, there's nothing we can do for you. There's no cast for a toe, there's nothing they can do for your toes, man. Your toes are fucked, It's like, oh shit. So I hobbled around on crutches for a while, and they said I'd never walk. They said I'd never run. They said I'd never be able to do anything. I'd prove them wrong on both. I can walk and run anywhere I want. I just ain't got no fucking toes, that's all. But yeah, all my toes is crushed, dude. And I mean crushed. 1,000 pounds crushed. Nothing but powder in there, man. They just kind of fucking wobble.